The presidency has said that some bureau de change operators with foreign contacts are those sponsoring Boko Haram terrorists and banditry in Nigeria. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories now. At number 10, 11 petrol tankers have been destroyed in a fire that razed a garage in Angwan Mazu in Kaduna South local government area of Kaduna State. The incident happened on Tuesday and was confirmed by the Executive Secretary, Kaduna State Emergency Management Agency, Abdullahi Hassan. Hassan said the fire led to the discovery of several illegal activities involving petroleum products in the area. He said the agency would investigate the involvement of members of the community in such activities that probably caused the fire. At number 9, former Minister of Aviation Femi Fani-Kayode received his first AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine jab on Tuesday after initially condemning the vaccine and calling it evil. Fani-Kayode had on different social media posts claimed that the vaccine's purpose was part of the depopulation agenda which could kill millions of people. On May 2, 2020, the aviation minister had claimed that the said vaccine, if taken, will turn people into guinea pig. At number 8, human rights activist and former presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore has called on Nigerians in the UK to send President Muhammadu Buhari back to Nigeria. Recall that Buhari departed Nigeria for London on Tuesday afternoon for a 2-week medical checkup. Reacting to this via Twitter, Sowore said President Buhari should be chased back to his country to patronize the medical facilities here. His tweet says, Nigerians in the UK, please help send at M. Buhari back home for his annual medical checkup at the world-class hospital he built in Nigeria. If you are one of the 8,000 medical doctors of Nigerian descent in the UK, you should join this fight. At number 7, armed robbers reportedly killed 3 persons on Tuesday when they attacked a bank in Ise-Luku and Yocha North local government area of Delta State. According to reports, the robbers stationed their gang members at strategic positions in the town, while some of them robbed the bank unchallenged. Customers were reportedly held hostage inside the bank for almost an hour, while other gang members outside shot sporadically. At number 6, 7 persons were reportedly killed in a communal clash between residents of Ikpanya clan in Ibionibom local government area of Akwa Ibom State and warriors of Ugbo community in Arochukwu local government area of Abia State. Reports say 4 persons were missing, others severely injured, while over 6 houses were razed in the fresh clash. It was also gathered that a woman identified as Memfin Udo was gang raped by the Arochukwu warriors during the attack on Ikpanya village. At number 5, a Methodist priest and 17 other indigenes of Egedegede, Ubegu and Amuzu communities in Ishielu local government area of Ebonyi State were gruesomely killed by herdsmen who invaded the communities. The herdsmen who attacked the communities on Monday also burned down a car belonging to the priest. However, the police in Ebonyi said only 6 people were killed in the incident. At number 4, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, has explained why President Muhammadu Buhari did not transmit power to his vice, Yemi Osibanjo, before leaving for London. He said the president did not hand over to Osibanjo because he would be away for a few days and will carry on with his duties from where he is at the moment. Shehu said he will continue from wherever he is. The requirement of the law is that if the president is going to be absent in the country for 21 days and more, then that transmission is warranted. In this particular instance, it is not warranted. At number 3, Nigeria's Vice President Yemi Osibanjo presided over the virtual meeting of the Federal Executive Council on Wednesday in the absence of President Muhammadu Buhari, who left the country on Tuesday on a medical trip to London. The council observed a minute silence in honor of 2 former ministers, Senator Bode Oloroporoku and Umaru Baba, who passed on recently. The meeting had in attendance the Chief of Staff to the President, Ibrahim Gambari, the National Security Advisor, Babagana Mungono, 7 ministers and other members of the council. At number 2, the federal government has invited members of the National Association of Resident Doctors to a meeting with a view of averting the planned strike scheduled to commence tomorrow, April 1st. Chris Ngige, the Minister of Labour and Employment, disclosed this through the ministry's spokesperson, Charles Akpan, saying the meeting would hold by 3 p.m. on Wednesday at the ministry's headquarters in Abuja. Recall that NAD had issued a warning to commence strike on Thursday over the federal government's failure to meet their demands. At the meeting on Wednesday, the government representatives were led by Ngige, while the NAD members were led by their president, Uyilawa Okaye-Sui. Finally, at number 1, the presidency has said that some bureau de change operators with foreign contacts are those sponsoring Boko Haram terrorists and banditry in Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari's Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, said there is evidence of money being sent from the United Arab Emirates to Boko Haram leaders through bureau de change operators in Nigeria. Shehu, who revealed this in an interview with Channels Television, said some Nigerians have been arrested in connection with the bankrolling of Boko Haram insurgents. The presidential aide added that investigation was ongoing to uncover those behind the financing and that the result of the investigation would shock Nigerians. Always remember to wear your mask, wash your hands, and stay safe. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.